What's up YouTube, this is JP Panther back with a video, and today's video is actually going to be a fun DC and Marvel discussion, and it's something I really want to talk about this since the new year, since 2019 is ending and 2020 is about to happen, and I really want to talk to you guys about this because this is kind of around the corner and I really want to talk about it, kind of give you my thoughts. And the topic of the video is who will win at the box office this year, this upcoming year. When it comes to 2020, will it be DC or will it be Wonder Woman? Like, which movies out of DC and Marvel will be like the winners box office wise and critically and like financially, and which ones will satisfy the fans? And we're about to get into it right now, so here we go. So in my personal opinion, when it comes to like the movies, I'm just gonna go down the movies that we have, and then plus we got the TV show as well. So, and again, next year is going to be kind of a slow year when it comes to movies, when it comes to comic book movies and just movies in general. It's nothing like really strong and hot until like 2021. That's when we're going to have like fire. When it comes to the comic book movies. So next year, we have the first one is Birds of Prey by Margot Robbie. That comes out in like February, like in 2 months. Again, I don't think, if it comes out and it does hot and if it's good, whatever, then fine, I will retract on it. But just looking at the trailer and stuff like that, it just doesn't look like a good movie. It just looks super generic. It just seems like you might as well, to me, I feel like you should have just called it Birds of Prey, and I feel like that's a movie that's going to kind of hold him back because if you look at the trailer, it just doesn't look good. Like, Black Mask doesn't look that good. Margot Robbie, she's hot, but there's only so much, like, you need more than that to keep a franchise going, and it just seems very generic and messy when it comes to the trailer-wise. It just seems super goofy, and it just doesn't seem like, it's a good movie, in my personal opinion. Again, if it comes out and does gangbusters, then fine. But just looking at it as a trailer-wise, at my first impression, it just looks sloppy as hell when it comes to a movie. So I do feel like, DC did good when it came to Aquaman, Shazam, and Joker. This might be their bad hiccup movie. And I know they got the dude who did John Wick 3. I think the John Wick director. I think John Wick 2 or John Wick 3, I forget exactly. But they got the John Wick director, so they're doing reshoots and stuff like that with Birds of Prey. So they might have a chance, but again, it just doesn't look like a good movie. And the problem is that they're trying to sell it to women and little girls, but it's rated R. So, I don't understand the logic behind that, but whatever. So, yeah, I feel like Birds of Prey is going to be a movie that kind of hurts DC. Now, we're talking about Marvel, right? Marvel, you got Black Widow, that's coming out. I think that's going to be dope. I saw the trailer. I was already interested in it. I wish we would have got a Black Widow movie like 4 or 5 years ago, but I feel like the way they're setting up Black Widow is that they're going to have little Black Widow, and she either becomes a member of the Thunderbolts or she becomes a member of the New Avengers, and I think she will be like the new Black Widow when it comes to more like passing the torch on, kind of like how Captain America passed the torch to Captain Falcon, and how Thor passed on the Asgardian King title to Valkyrie. You feel me? So I feel like that's going to be the same thing when it comes to Black Widow, and I think it's going to be a fun, dope movie, and I think it's going to make us we're going to look at, even Kevin Feige says, like, the way you watch Black Widow, it's going to make you question and view how you looked at Avengers Endgame, because this movie's a prequel. So this is supposed to be, was it after Civil War and before Infinity War, so the timeline and all that is going to be kind of confusing, but I think people will rock with it. That's just my personal opinion with Black Widow. I think Black Widow will win so far, just talking about right now. I think Birds of Prey will hold DC back. I think Black Widow will be a #1. And I think, trying to think what Wonder Woman, I think is going to be a dope movie. I think Wonder Woman's going to make $1 billion. I think so, because I'm happy that they pushed it back, because Wonder Woman was supposed to come out like this year, 2019, whatever. But I'm happy that they pushed it back to 2020, because now it's a year of all women and stuff like that, so it just looks good in 2020. And also, like, I think Wonder Woman, it's going to be a reboot. Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot, she has no excuse when it comes to Zack Snyder and stuff like that, holding her back and stuff like that, because the first Wonder Woman was good, but the third act was super messy and generic and all over the place. I'm saying when it comes to the Wonder Woman trailer, it just looks cool, looks dope. You got the invisible jet, you got the 1984 type feel, you got the eagle armor, you got the electric You got her grabbing the lasso with the lightning and stuff like that. I think Wonder Woman's gonna be a dope movie, and I think people are gonna go see it multiple times. So I do think, as much as I like Black Widow, I think Wonder Woman is gonna destroy Black Widow when it comes to a box office wise, and I think it's gonna be received a lot better. So I do think it's gonna be, right now it will be 1-1. I think Birds of Prey will. I think Birds of Prey will hurt it. And I think Birds of Prey will hurt it unless Birds of Prey is like amazing and like 10 out of 10 and stuff like that. But I think it will be, Black Widow will be good, and I think Wonder Woman will beat it, obviously. Then we get into well, the Marvel TV show. Then you got the Falcon and Winter Soldier. That comes out in fall, like September of 2020. So again, I think, with that, because again, we gotta talk about it because it's connected to the MCU and it's a Disney Plus TV show. Again, I will probably get Disney Plus again for the Falcon and Winter Soldier and for the Marvel stuff when it comes out, because I pretty much canceled my subscription after Mandalorian, in my personal opinion. But I do think Falcon and Winter Soldier will be good. I hope it will be good, because you need to make it really, really good when it comes to TV series wise, and I think you just gotta make it where it moves the universe forward. It doesn't feel like a filler arc, you feel me? It doesn't feel like a Han Solo where it's just kind of like we're going around the table. It has to move the universe forward, and I think they will do a good job at that, in my personal opinion. So it leads up to something, you feel me? So I do think Falcon and Winter Soldier will be pretty good as a TV show, and I think it will help the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I do give it an extra, like, I'll say like Wonder Woman has 1, then DC has 1. I'll say with this, I think it'll be 2. And Internals is the one that's going to be, that's really it for the TV show. Internals is going to be the one that's going to be very mixed with it. Because the thing is, we haven't gotten, like, what we've seen is that, like, I guess, like, they sent in Brazil, because they had the Brazil Comic-Con. They got to see, like, footage, I guess unseen footage and stuff like that of Internals, and when the people saw it, it was, like, really, really good. It was, like, really freaking amazing and stuff like that. And again, they're still filming Internals, but Internals is going to be the one that they're going to have to really they have to really sell Internals. Because I think Internals is going to be like another Guardians of the Galaxy, where it just comes out of nowhere and it'll be a hit. Because Internal, they're race swapping and gender swapping all these characters. Salma Hayek, she's going to be, I guess she's going to be the leader of the Internals. But I do think Internals is going to be something you have to really sell on. I think you have to really make people interested in Internals. You need to just drop a fire trailer and it'll be like, whoa, this looks dope. And I do think you need something like with Internals. I think you need to have like Galactus or something. You need something in there where people will be like, oh shit, Galactus, like, oh my god, like, yo, Kang, like, you need something that's gonna be sexy and fire. And the reason why I think Internals is gonna be mixed with it, and I think Internals is gonna be a hit. I don't think it's gonna hit $1 billion. I don't even think Black Widow hit $1 billion. I think Wonder Woman hit $1 billion. I think Black Widow hit like 700, 800 million. I think Internals will be like a Guardian Galaxy where it does like 700, 800 million. Not $1 billion franchise, but it'll make money and be profitable. And I do think Internals is gonna do well because they're gonna do. I think they're gonna introduce the Black Knight. They're gonna have all these other characters. They're going to. I'm trying to explain what it is. Is that it's like Marvel. It's technically they're Inhumans. It's technically DC's, like, I guess it's a ripoff of DC's New Gods and stuff like that. But I think they could sell it. It's just they have to really. I think it can be a hit. I just think they need to make sure you sell it to people. You feel me? Because Internals, I'll be honest with you guys, I read like 8 pages of it in Barnes Noble. I closed the book and I just said this was boring as hell. Now, if they come out and make these characters badass and super cool and all that, then fine. And the thing is, I feel like the reason why they're doing Internals because they messed up with Inhumans, how they messed that up. And also, I do think, they're going to race swap and gender swap it where they're like, okay, instead of having them being 99% white men, we're going to have it where they're Indian, Black, Latino, women, then you're going to have, what is it? You're going to have it more diverse and more inclusive and stuff like that. So I think Asian and stuff like that. So I do feel like by doing that, you will have more of a diverse cast. And then by doing that, since no one knows who they are, no one really gives a crap, no one's going to bitch and complain about it because they're like, I don't know who these are. And also, they've been canceled multiple times in the comics. So honestly, it works out better because you'll have the diverse aspect of it, and it'll motivate people who get to see themselves represented and the Internals, and they'll go see it probably a couple of times to make sure it does successful at the box office. So I do think Internals will be a hit. I think it'll be a Guardian of the Galaxy type situation where it'll be like, oh, okay, it'll be a hit, but it's going to take a while for people to really digest and absorb it. So I do think out of this whole entire video discussion, I know this is pretty long, I do think Marvel will be the winners out of 2020. I think Black Widow will be a hit. I think Falcon Winter Soldier TV show will be a hit. I do think Eternals will be a hit. I think Eternal will be a Guardian Galaxy type thing because it's like a team up kind of movie and stuff like that. I do think Birds of Prey looks like trash. I'll be honest with you. I don't care if you have a female lead and all that stuff. I know I have a lot more of a female audience, female subscriber base, female demographic. Even you guys as women, you guys know that the Birds of Prey trailer looks like trash. You could just tell. Wonder Woman's gonna be dope. I think Wonder Woman's gonna be the best movie of 2020, and I'm very excited, and you know I'm a big Wonder Woman fan. The problem with Wonder Woman they could have is that it's not connected. It's supposed to be part of the DCU, but it's not moving the universe forward. You feel me? They're just doing standalone films. And the problem is, as much as I like Wonder Woman, if you're not going to lead up to a Justice League or like a Dark Side or the Legion of Doom or something like that, then watching the DC movies is pretty much irrelevant to the hardcore comic book fans and to the general movie audience because there's no build-up. It's just another trilogy, another Dark Knight, Star Wars type trilogy. There's nothing moving the universe forward. That's really it, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me with this list? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think who's going to win at the box office? Do you think next year, 2020? Do you think it's going to be Marvel? Do you think it's going to be DC? Let me know in the comment section below. Rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Peace and have a great day and take care and happy holidays.